For more on this, I'm joined by Juan Hernandez, a Latino Trump supporter, Jose Antonio Vargas, who's founder of Define American, and Laura Wilkerson, whose son Josh was killed by an illegal immigrant. Thank you all so much for being here. Let me start with you, Laura, because you're in this arena where I think most of the folks here may see the issue as you do. You want a harder stance on illegal immigration, and you're sitting next to Jose, who is himself an admitted undocumented immigrant. Right? I mean, is it hard to look at him and say, I want you kicked out? I want the Trump plan that would lead to you being removed.
I think if you're not a United States citizen, you don't have a seat at the table, regardless, especially in where you're making laws. You just don't have a seat at the table. We have to remember families like my own. And I first want to thank Maria Espinoza at the Remembrance Project, we've created a national foundation, and Donald Trump said he would implement that for our families. There's nothing to help the families who are devastated like our families are.
Jose, what do you make of it? You hear the stories like Laura's where her son Josh was killed, and you can understand the fire.
Of course.
Fire over it.
I'm really sorry about that. But, you're right, by the way. I don't have a seat at the table. My faith in the 11 million of people like us are at the mercy of Congress members who haven't done anything. And what's really interesting listening to all of this is we haven't even talked about the fact that President Obama has deported more than 2 million immigrants in the past 7 years. That's more than any other president in modern history. I have no say over what's going to happen to me. Right now, the Republican platform says, get rid of all of us. I mean, that's the size of Ohio.
Go ahead. It's not up to Congress to do something. It's up to you to get in line and become an American citizen. It's not up to them to solve any problems. There is a law be enforced, close the borders, enforce current law, and welcome to America if you come in the front door.
Actually, ma'am, there's no line for me to get in the DACA. That's what we need for something to happen. I've been here 23 years next month. There's no process.
And you've had plenty of time.
Well, there's no process.
Yes, there is.
I mean, if there was a process, I would have already done it.
He was brought here by his parents.
When I was 12.
Right, so he didn't come voluntarily.
I didn't come voluntarily, and I didn't come from Mexico. Actually...
Oh, Mexico has no bearing on it. I mean, it's legal or illegal. It has no bearing on color, race, or where you're from.
Well, thank you for saying that. But just so you know, the fastest growing undocumented population are actually Asian people. So when Trump talks about the border and building that wall, I don't know what...
Jose, I understand your problem that you're identifying. Yeah. But what about Laura's problem? Sympathy is nice, but they want it to stop. Well, and they see the best ways of stopping, future murders by illegal immigrants is to keep them out of the country and throw them out of the country.
Well, we don't want murderers here, right? I don't understand how people can just go back in and out, in and out, in and out. I haven't left this country since I was 12. I've been here because I can't leave, right? So I agree with this idea of making sure that people just don't come in and out, in and out, in and out. But this is where we need to figure out, what are we going to do with all the people here? A majority of polls have said, the American public, including the Republicans, have said that the majority of them believe that there should be a path for legalization for somebody like me.
What do you think of that, Laura? Do you favor any sort of path to legalization?
Just coming in the right way. Get in line and come in and tell us who you are. We have a right to know who's in this country. So that's the only thing I believe. They put themselves in harm by coming here.
What about people like Jose who didn't?
Well, his parents should be held accountable for that. It's my opinion that your parents should be held accountable for that. And then, you've had long enough to get in line. I mean, you think...
Let me